Greetings amigos, I'm Marc Freak Super Geek and welcome to what is the first of my spaghetti western reviews. Now, I won't go into too much detail as to what constitutes a spaghetti western, as if you've opted to watch this video you probably already know. But in short, it was a genre predominantly from the middle to late 60s and early 70s. The majority were produced and directed by Italians, hence the spaghetti tag, and the best part of them were filmed within Almeria in Spain. The most famous of these are Sergio Leone's The Man with No Name films starring Clint Eastwood. The Good, the Bad and the Ugly is, in my opinion, the best film ever made, but there are many little nuggets of gold within the genre. There are also a fair few turkeys, mind you, but the majority are not without their charm, if of course by charm we can include a high death count. In total there are some 600 or so films. I've not seen or got them all, but I do have more than a fistful of them. In fact, at least a few coffins full. This week, I'm going to start with a review of Deaf Smith and Johnny Ears, also known as Los Amigos, and directed by exploitation filmmaker Paolo Cavara. This is one of the latter spaghetti westerns, 1973 to be precise. Set in 1830s Texas, Deaf Smith, played by Anthony Quinn, is an aging but trusted spy for the president, despite the obvious handicap of being a deaf mute. His friend and companion is the sexually charged Spaniard Johnny Ears, acted by the legendary Franco Nero, one of the true stars of the spaghetti western films, the face of Django. Now Ears is seemingly on a constant mission to obtain another notch on his bedpost, or should I say, someone else's bedpost. In fact, unlike your usual spaghetti western hero, Johnny Ears is probably more likely to be found in bed than in a bar brawl or gunfight. The two have been sent by the president to halt the uprising down south, where a rebel by the name of Morton is rallying a rebellion to create independence and domination with the help of German backing. The whole emphasis of the story is the great bond between Nero and Quinn, which is quite enjoyable throughout. Comically, Johnny Ears is constantly throwing stones at the laid-back Smith in order to get his attention. Ears' relationship with the luscious local whore Susie, played by Pamela Tiffin, is also a fine display of character development, as their interplay changes from flirtation to sexual tension and from lust to love. How by the end, Ears seems willing to quit his womanising ways and settle down with the blonde beauty. There are entertaining one-liners throughout, all obviously left to Nero, who is in fine comic form. As for Quinn, the whole idea that a deaf gun hand can survive and be held in such esteem is entertaining in itself, as he walks away completely unaware of the explosions meters behind him and sneaks up on opponents, oblivious to the fact that the bells on his horse garter, given to him whilst he awaited the return of a promiscuous Ears from the local brothel, are jangling together. Aside from these highlights, the film is fairly average fare. At times, Smith's inability to communicate can be as frustrating to the viewer as it must be to Smith himself. The director does, however, highlight this disability to some effect, with silence at any time when the story is shown from Smith's eyes. Too much weight is placed on the final action-packed climax, which goes on for an age with explosions aplenty. It does, however, contain a priceless moment when Ears is unable to operate the enemy's machine gun, a skill mastered to great effect, of course, by Nero's Django. In summary, this is an entertaining little film, high on cheese but low on substance, and there are days when that is exactly the sort of popcorn movie that you want to watch. If you're in that mood, I was, you'll probably enjoy it. I did, but it's definitely more watchable than recommended. So I think in the great scheme of things that probably puts it about 6 out of 10. So keep watching for further spaghetti western reviews on the Marc Freak Super Geek channel. I will also be here periodically talking about my other obsessions, such as the works of Tolkien, Lord of the Rings Online, ghosts, scary stuff like that, and Game of Thrones, as well as the Doctor Who podcasts and vidcasts that are a joint effort with my son. You can also hear an audiobook of my novel, Farmer Peters and His Underworld Adventure, and tracks from my band Freak Circus. A bit diverse, but hey, I'm a diverse kind of geek. So stay tuned and see you soon.